Hi, this is Robert Estrin at livingpianos.com. We have a viewer question. Mary Antoinette asks, is it possible to use the una corda pedal, that is the soft pedal, without using the sustain pedal, the hold pedal on the right? And this is a really interesting question, and it brings to mind a video I made years ago talking about how the pedals interact with tone and how you can add sustain with the sustain pedal, particularly if you push it down after you've played a note, to enhance the tone after the initial attack. And then I also talked about how the una corda pedal, because it makes the hammers only strike 2 of the 3 strings directly, makes the attack softer and then the sustain portion longer. So by using these 2 techniques in conjunction with one another, you get a very, very sustained tone. But what about just using the soft pedal alone? Is that ever done? Well, here's a very interesting fact for you. Way back when the piano was invented by Bartolomeo Cristofori, he had a sort of una corda pedal. It wasn't kind of like a modern type, but indeed he had a mechanism on there. So that piano did not have a sustain pedal, so the answer has to be a resounding yes. Now, later on the early pianos of Mozart's era, there was a lever that could be operated with the knee that does the same thing, or did the same thing as a sustain pedal. And indeed, you could combine elements of the una corda with the sustain pedal, not the pedal, but with your knee. And for example, in the second movement of the Mozart Sonata K330 in C major, I would love to take, always love to take the una corda pedal in the minor section that sounds like this. Now, I was indeed using the sustain pedal along with the una corda pedal. But if you're playing Baroque music, music before really it was written for the piano, because Baroque composers, for the most part, wrote for the harpsichord, the clavichord, the virginal, and other instruments that predate the piano. And many people do not believe that you should not use a sustain pedal in Baroque music for this reason, because it didn't exist on any of the keyboard instruments of the time that Bach and Scarlatti and Handel and Telemann were writing music. So there's an absolute case where using the una corda pedal without using the sustain pedal is perfectly appropriate. For example, in the Sarabande of Bach, to get a change of color. I hope you heard the change of color when I engaged the una corda pedal, where it got quieter there, and then I released it to let the sound be more open. So indeed, it is possible to use just the una corda pedal as a change of color without necessarily combining it, as is usually done, with the sustain pedal. Great question. I appreciate the viewer questions. Once again, this is Robert Estrin here at livingpianos.com, your online piano store.